Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today and I'm excited to be here with you getting into my weekly check-in. We are checking in for week 2 and there is a lot of spending happening right here. Just a big spending week and I'm excited to get into it. The 4 categories on this page I'll be working with are grocery, household, restaurants, miscellaneous, and unbudgeted, and I actually have 6 categories, but I don't track all of them on this page. So that is what we're doing today. And if you're new to my channel, which I know you are because there's so many of you that have started subscribing to my channel, I had one of my videos just kind of blow up. It's gotten, I think, 1,700 views or something like that already, and I don't have a lot of videos. I don't have any videos that have done that, so I'm excited to have you here. Welcome. I do budgeting, I do monthly budgeting, I do paycheck to paycheck budgeting, and then I do weekly check-ins as I go through the month, and then close out with my last week of the month, which is week 5, and then paycheck 3 close out. That will be my budget end of the month budget review, or end of the month budget closeout, whatever you want to call it. And that's what I have at the end of every month. If I can't get it on the last day of the month, I do get it like a couple days later, into the first week of the next month. So that is what I have. I also do sinking funds. I don't typically film them, but I probably will start showing them more now that I have more people here. And yeah, I'm excited to have all of you here. I feel so blessed that you have considered my channel, and we're going to go ahead and get into the weekly check-in. So I've already checked in for week 1 last Thursday. The video went up on Friday. I typically do my weekly check-ins and post them Fridays, and we're getting ready to do week 2. These are the balances I had available. I budget myself a specific amount every week. This month was a little different. I have a little sticky note here. I love using sticky notes of how week 1 was going to look, and then week 2, and that's the number I added to what it was left over here in this balance. And then now I'm going to do week 3. As you can see, grocery went down $50, and restaurants and stuff, I'm going to be over budget in a couple of categories most of this month. Hopefully by the end of the month they will balance out. But this is what I'm doing for week 3, 4, and 5. So that is that. I track everything. I track in multiple places. I have an Excel sheet that actually does the math for me. I have a calendar here where I can see exactly where our heavy spending happen. And I just realized I didn't put my stickers down. I like using stickers for this. Let me grab my stickers and I will show you how I track on here. So another place that I track, and the first place I track, is on my credit card log. I just call it a spending tracker at the top here. I use the same highlighter colors that match my stickers here, but for video purposes I do this. But it also shows me trends of how much I'm spending in what day, which days are heavier, which days, if I have any no spends, things like that, which December, I never have no spends, so something always happens. So I am right here, and I actually already paid today, so the payment that I'm making today. And so I'm going to show you how I got this number and how I paid my credit card back to 0. So I put all my spending categories on the credit card, and that credit card gets paid off every time I do the weekly check-in. And sometimes I pay it before, sometimes I pay it after. It just depends on how the day is going. But we're going to go ahead and get the 14th. I think that's the day I don't have anything. Did I really write the 14th? I meant the 13th. Daggone it. Anyways, everything was yesterday. Today is actually a no spend day. So let's just go ahead and mark that. And that's the only no spend because I am not spending today. If I do, I will show it later, but I don't think we're going to spend anything today, so because we spent way too much and gone out to eat way too much this week. All right, so what I have going on, and I know I marked the 14th and I meant the 13th, is let's see, that one I've got, this one. So unfortunately, my husband and I went back out to eat at Buffalo Wild Wings again. It's not necessarily a favorite restaurant, but it is close, and my husband is doing interviews for new jobs. So if you don't know, my husband, and I don't think I've talked about it on this channel much, but my husband quit his job. And for the new year, he is job hunting right now. And he's had some interviews, and he has to go in for an interview today. And that interview, he needed a new shirt for it because he hasn't done an interview in a very long time, and that's okay. So, not an in-person interview. He's done a lot of phone interviews, but nothing in person, Zoom meetings and stuff like that. So he wanted a new shirt, so we got a new shirt. And I didn't have time to cook dinner for us to go before he came home and went to bed, because he goes to bed very early for his current job. He's up and gone at 5 in the morning, so his sleep schedule is so different than ours. So I have the restaurant, Buffalo Wild Wings, we had last night. He got a couple drinks, and we had sandwiches and stuff, and it was really good. So something different than we had the previous Buffalo Wild Wings just 2 days ago, 3 days on the 11th. Totally different meals, same restaurant. JCPenney's, he found a shirt that fit well. It was $68.90. It was nice, button down. It would be good for church. It would be good for, what else? Any special event that might be coming up. He'll have it in his wardrobe now, and it would fit. The other thing is this Amazon. I'm excited for my other channel. I haven't talked about this on my other channel, but I purchased some planner stuff, a stencil that is metal, and one of those zig dot markers. Okay, so that should be everything right here, and then I made the payment today, and I checked these little check marks on this. It tells me that I match my bank account, and so there's nothing different from these numbers and my bank account numbers for the credit card. So let me put these down here, and that's all I'll do is I just kind of write them out. I color code them. My mint green and my blue aren't very much different from one another on my Sara Marie stickers. I mean, they are, but they're not. So I ran a highlighter through the one that's restaurant so I can see it better. I actually have printed a lot of my own, but I haven't gone through all these yet. So until I do, I'm going to be using these. All right, now it looks like I'm ready. So I have my little sheet here that is listed all of the things on this page, and then including one bill. And what we're going to do is do the weekly check-in first, and then I'm going to add this bill to all these totals, and that'll give me my credit card payment. Because some of my bills actually go on the credit card, and since everything goes on the credit card and I pay it off every week, I need to include that at the end. But for right now, we're just doing the weekly check-in. So let's go ahead and get into this. I have here grocery household, and the first one I have here is this Myers for two, $33.27. I needed to stock up on things and just take care of the family and inflation and all that. And I've been doing grocery pickup, not walking in the store. And when I walk in the store, I just find all kinds of stuff, and you're going to see that here in a minute. I have Amazon here for $23.74, and that happens to be a purchase of a particular liquid IV powder mix drink that my husband uses and he really loves, so we get that. And it's easier and cheaper to get on Amazon because you can get more in a package than you can at the grocery store. Walmart. So today I'm going to show you how I split a receipt. I don't like splitting receipts. When I go to the store, I go for one category only. And I, instead of doing grocery pickup, I actually went in the store and meandered around, and that got me into trouble. So as you can see here, there's arrows pointing. So I went to Walmart and I went to Meijer. And when I went to Walmart, I bought things that were Christmas decor that I would consider miscellaneous. And then I also got groceries, and then whatever, and that was the groceries I got, whatever was on my list, was cheaper at Walmart than it was at Meijer. So that's why it's two grocery stores. I was going to this one because this one had something specific that my Meijer doesn't carry, that's closer to my house. I prefer to go there. And so since I was already at Walmart, I went ahead and bought what was cheaper there. And if it was cheaper at Meijer, I got it at Meijer. Or if they had it and Walmart didn't, I got it at Meijer. So here's my Walmart receipt here. And what I did is I took, I think it's just these first 3 right here. I got a 10-pack of t-shirt boxes or shirt boxes for Christmas. My son likes to have a lot of t-shirts for Christmas every year, and so I wanted new ones because they tear easy and stuff like that year to year. So that was $4.48, and then I had 2 frame decor items. One said Noel, one said Joy, and they had little beads across the top that were really cute, and they were just like an 8x10 frame, and I really liked them, and they kind of matched something else I bought at Hobby Lobby here recently. So that was $11.98 and $11.98. There we go. So that was $28.44. And then was there something else? Let's see, how did I split it up? Oh, okay, no, there was nothing else. There's always tax. I don't really try to figure the tax of any of these things. So I just took $30. I rounded this up to $30, subtracted what my receipt was, $104.24 minus $30. And so I dedicated $74.24 to my grocery household, and then the rest of it was these 3 items and a little bit of tax that rounded up to $30. Did same thing with Meijer because I came across some ornaments. If you've seen my shorts, I did one on the Mandalorian, Star Wars. It had these are just ornaments that the store had. They were Hallmark. They were the cheaper Hallmark ornaments. So these were $8.99 a piece. So $8.99 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 ornaments. They were $44.95, so I rounded up to $45. It's all coming out of the same count, so it doesn't matter where the tax falls. So $45, I subtracted it from the $185.11, and that made that $140.11 for groceries. So that is how I made the decision to split my categories within a one receipt purchase. I just went through and found and as long as it's something simple like this, like the same price several times, I'm good with it. But if I'm buying all kinds of stuff, if I'm buying clothes, if I'm buying shoes and groceries and automotive and this and that because I'm in a super Walmart or something, yeah, I don't like having a lot on one receipt. I like to have it separated. So now that you know that much, $74.24 and $104.11 are these 2 that I just talked about. And that is it for grocery household spending. So I'm just going to kind of put this right here and total these numbers up. All right, so I have $471.36 that I spent on groceries. Now I do have family coming in, so part of this was to cover all of that. Okay, let's move on to restaurants. Lots of restaurants, lots of eating out. Not that we wanted to, it just kind of happened that way. On Thursday, I got Chick-fil-A. This night we had a little children's play to go to. You probably saw it in my shorts. It's the Camel Song, so that was really cute. Our neighbor's daughter was in that, and I really enjoyed that. So I got the family Chick-fil-A before we left so we could go and be there because my husband gets home at 5. The program started at 6, and we had to eat real quick before we left, so that just worked out. And everybody wanted Chick-fil-A, so that was fine. The next thing I have is Papa John's for $38.10. That was DoorDash, my son's there. And then Old Chicago. I had never heard of this place. My husband and I were out driving around. I also made a short out of that. That's $54.25. And it's a restaurant in, I think, Hamburg, Kentucky. I don't know if it's the name of the city or the community or what. Anyways, it was not that far from where we lived, and it was on our way home, and we stopped and got a late lunch, early dinner kind of thing, got a big pizza and took it home. My husband likes leftover pizza, so there you go. So we got that. It was really good. It was his first time eating a Chicago deep dish pizza. He'd never had one, and he's 50 years old. I'm like, you've been around the world, and because he was in the Navy, and you've eaten the weirdest things around the world. You've got to eat at least one deep dish pizza. So I'm just like, let's go. All right, Chick-fil-A again. Now this night my kids got Chick-fil-A. I did DoorDash it. It was twice as much doing that because I could have spent that for 4 people, and I actually spent that for 2. Will not be doing that again, but it was one of those weird days because of something that happened. Buffalo Wild Wings, my husband and I had that delivered as well because we didn't want Chick-fil-A again. And then Buffalo Wild Wings again last night. So here's the story. I could not use my stove. And I was waiting for a stove that I ordered to be delivered on this day. And it was during dinner time when it was going to be delivered, so I couldn't use it to cook dinner. And so we just chose to DoorDash everything in the busyness of life, and that worked. So I'll talk more about that in just a second. Let's go ahead and total up the restaurant category. All right, so we spent $278.16. There we go. And now moving on to miscellaneous. We have a lot of miscellaneous here. I'm pretty sure I'm over in restaurants and miscellaneous. So those will be negative today. Let's figure this out. Miscellaneous. All right, first one I have here is $28.61 on Amazon. I'm not even sure what I got. I'm sure I wrote it down. Oh, here it is. My husband bought some tools that he needed. He's actually got to send them back because I don't think they're the right ones. So when the credit comes back, I will just put it back in the budget. For now, it's been charged, so we're going to accept that. Here I have iTunes. I bought an album. It's Katie Nicole. I watched her on Candace Cameron Bure podcast on YouTube. And she is an amazing artist, and the album's called Jesus Changed My Life. So if you're looking for a new good album and listen to contemporary Christian music, she's great. You probably have heard her music. In the Name of Jesus, God is in this story. So I really love those songs, and her whole album is amazing. And I just wanted just the album. So I don't have membership to the music, which would be fine, but I actually like owning that digital data. So there you go. Here's $30 for, oops, and I forgot to check these off. All right, $30 here for the Walmart split, and then the $45 for the Meijer split, and then $68.90. So I did say my husband earlier is interviewing, so he needed a shirt. That was JCPenney's. And then $21.07 on Amazon, and this is the planning stuff that I ordered. So let's go ahead and total this up. All right, so we have come up with $204.17 as what we spent for miscellaneous. All right, so I did have one copay of a prescription this week. It was $7.64. No doctor visit, but I will have some coming up either end of December or going into January, depending on when they bill me. The last thing I have here is Unbudgeted. So I'm going to go ahead and check off this prescription here. To Unbudgeted, you know I'm obsessed with these stickers. These are Sara Marie stickers. I've talked about them many times. I have a link to her shop in the description box of the video, and I couldn't help it, but her February stickers were amazing. So it was $130.76, which is what I average spend on stickers. So that is one unbudgeted item we really didn't need, but while my husband still has the current job that he has and we can still afford it, he was like, go for it. It's kind of like my Christmas personal spending, something I enjoy. I will be not purchasing or cutting back purchasing stickers and try to cut my own stickers in the new year. But I'm kind of covered for a few months with mystery kits that I've already gotten. I got one more mystery kit coming, and then these stickers are coming. And these are stickers for my other planners that I don't really show in here anymore, my hourly and A5 horizontal Erin Condren planners, and I'll probably use a lot of them in my new planner coming, my Christian daily planner. That is the video I'm going to be doing on my other channel for a planner review. And so, yeah, I'm sad to see that I'm not going to be doing this much longer, but excited to do my own stickers going forward. This purchase for $918.12 is a new stove. This includes delivery charge. This includes $50 disposal of the old one, and the oven and taxes. So on, I guess it was Saturday and Sunday, I had noticed that my oven was not cooking right, like the oven itself, not the burners on top. And I know all the other appliances in this house we just bought last year were over 20 years old, and I kind of figured, well, the oven's probably over 20 years old too. So we've already bought all new appliances, the new refrigerator, new dishwasher, new washer and dryer. So now we have a new stove, and the only thing that didn't get changed out was the microwave. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I just didn't want to have to pay to fix or buy the parts to fix pieces of my oven if other parts are going to wear out as well. And I'd rather have bought new and just kind of go forward from there. I know how old it is. I'm the one using it, so I know it's how it's being used. And this one I probably would if that was what was necessary after several years. So, I just thought it would be better to do it this way. And this is kind of the mindset my husband and I both have. When things like this happens, rarely will we go and fix anything when it almost costs the same to repair, or the labor cost is so high and we're just like, well, we'll just buy new and it'll just last longer. So that's not always the case, but we're hoping that is what the case is for this one. So let's total these two numbers up. All right, so I have them budgeted here, $1,048.88. And you're probably wondering, why didn't it come out of the emergency fund? Because at this point in time, if you saw my last paycheck video, we had a surplus in the budget of $1,862.17 after all this income came in and then what was planned to go out. So I was confident we could probably pay it out of that part of the budget, and because the rest of this I've already planned on spending and fits in our monthly budget. It's the extra income that we have, or the buffer, the checking account, or whatever. If it fits in there, then that's where it comes out first. And then if it doesn't, then I'll use the emergency fund. And right now I can just take it out of the budget and it'll be fine. If I didn't have money left over from the budget, then I would go ahead and use the emergency fund for this, because you need to cook, and we needed to cook. We need to be able to feed our family. So there you go. All right, so now I need to move these numbers over here and put them in my weekly check-in. And this is how I know if I'm staying in budget with what I have planned for the week. I break down how much I usually spend for the month. I plan for the week, and I make sure that plan is part of my paycheck period. And if it is, and it all fits, then we make it work. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the numbers here. So I had $514.62, and I spent $471.36. So I still have money left over, and that is $43.26. Now, I always carry forward I leave that in my category and I balance it forward or carry it forward or however you want to word it, roll it over into the next week's grocery household category. I call it grocery household because for those that are new, if I'm in the grocery store and I buy it there, I just put it under one category. So my the food that we eat, it's not just groceries, food we eat, the cleaning supplies we need for our house, toiletries, makeup, beauty, bathroom supplies, mouthwash, whatever, toothpaste and stuff like that. All of that you can typically get at the grocery store, so I just put it on one, I buy it on one receipt and I put it under one category. So I inflate that category enough to cover grocery and household together. All right, so week 3, we're adding $350. So that is what is going to go there. $393.26 just for the week. Now I did budget very heavy at the beginning of the month in anticipation of extra spending, and I'm hoping to rein it in for the rest of the month. So that's already been paid for, that $471.36, and that's what that check mark means to me. You can use notes or do something else different over there. That's just what I put there. All right, so I have $185.57 minus, I'm like way over, $278.16. That is going to give me a negative. Let me grab my pen. There we go. Oops, I forgot to write down what we spent. So $278.16, and then we are over budget by $92.59. Now we're going to stay over budget until the end of the month probably. Hopefully by the end of the month we'll still have money left or become very close, because I'm hoping to slow down on the eating out. But I don't know if that's going to happen. My father-in-law is going to be here this weekend, and I think we'll probably do a lot more eating out. So I'll have to think on that and figure out what I really want to do. So I'm going to add that to the $125 for week 3. And that only gives me $32.41. And I don't mind carrying it over negative, because the whole budget, the whole amount of money can handle that. But if I stay over by the end of the month, that comes out of the buffer of the checking account. So that's how I do that. The next thing we have is miscellaneous. So let's see. There's that total. So I had $130.73. And we spent to $104.17. And that give me a negative or over budget of $73.44. Hopefully that'll work out at the end of the month. I have already paid the credit card on this. And then obviously I have way over budget here. $1,024. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not sure where that came from. $1,048.88. And I'm just going to write that big old negative number because, you know, anything put on unbudgeted is negative. And it's definitely coming out of the buffer of the checking account. But it was for a good reason. I didn't just spend $1,000 on a bunch of random things. Unbudgeted, I spent on a stove. I did spend randomly on Sara Marie stickers, but you know I love my stickers, so there you go. I realize I have not put these all the way down. I need to finish this page. I usually have these little budget, expense, balance notes all the way across, so I'm going to have to go back and do that. Did I not do miscellaneous? Okay, miscellaneous is $125, and I'm going to subtract the $73.44. Sorry, I meant to do that a minute ago. $51.56, and unbudgeted is always 0 at the beginning of every week because I pay off either through savings or the buffer of the checking account exactly what the unbudgeted is. I try not to carry it over. So that is how I stay in track of my categories that I need to pay attention the most. And I need to pay attention a lot, but a lot of it I understood, and I can go back and look at the budget and go, okay, how am I going to pay for this? Do I have enough in the buffer of the checking account? Do I have to use savings? Can the next paychecks help with that? If you're using cash or if you're using your debit card, you couldn't do this unless you had a lot of extra money left over. But I really try to stay within the boundaries of the month more than I do the week. So that's why I allow myself to go over a little bit, but I do have to rein it in as we get closer to the end of the year. So that is the weekly check-in. I am done with that now. Okay, so that's the weekly check-in. Now I need to total up all of these spending categories and come up with a payment for my credit card. So I'm going to move this over just a little bit, and we're just going to work with this. And do what I owe the credit card, because all of this went on the credit card and I have to pay it back. So we spent $2,010.21 for our spending categories. We had one bill, $24.92, and so I have to pay back the credit card amount $2,035.13. Keeping in mind, 918 of this was our stove that we just purchased because the other one was breaking down, and we didn't know if the rest of the elements on the stove would actually continue to work as well. So we just bought a new one. So I think we did pretty good. Without the 900, we would have done really good. Let's see, 2, 3, 5, 13 minus 9, 18, 12. So we would have done an average week, which I do about $1,000, just over $1,000 or just under $1,000 a week. So we had a pretty normal week, except for this one big expense. And if I didn't buy those stickers, it would have been even nicer because I would have been below $1,000 this week. So I think it was fine what we spent in total for the week. Just want to keep watching out for the restaurants and miscellaneous categories as I go forward throughout this month, so I can make sure I have plenty of money for groceries for the rest of the month. And we're halfway through the month. We're like 2 weeks in. Today's the 14th when I'm doing this, and it'll go up on the 15th. So yeah, that's a lot of changes. So okay, so that's the weekly check-in. I've already got this taken care of and paid. I know my numbers. We are good to go. And I'm ready for paycheck 2, which is the next video. I'm going to be closing out paycheck 1. I'm going to be setting up paycheck 2 and be ready for a no paycheck period and see how the rest of the month turns out. We do have a paycheck 3, but it's actually on this page, but it's only 1 day, or no, 3 days. Yeah. The 29th, 30th, and 31st. And because it's so small, the only thing I'm doing out of this is sinking funds, Roth IRA, and tithing. So it's not bills per se, but it's our giving, it's our savings, and taking care of future bills. That's what sinking funds are for me. And so that is all I have there. But the 15th through the 28th is paycheck 2, and the rest of the bills for the month will be taken care of with that. Flips through here, paycheck 1, paycheck 2. So yeah, I'll be closing this out and setting this up and going through the rest of the month. So I will see you guys later. I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.